All right, welcome everybody. Let's do this. Let's get an introduction to 3D space, right? So here, let's take a look at what 3D space will look like. You're so used to having, like, let's say if we imagine 2D land, right? Where the coordinate system, you said, oh, Mr. G, right? This is the x-axis, this is the y-axis, right? And it gets a little bit different when we're in three-dimensional space. If you notice here on your paper, and remember we're on page 4, here, we want to draw the point, we want to label the point 1, 2, 3. And notice that when we have it in this setup, it'll be x, y, z, right? So our x is at 1, our y is at 2, our z is at 3. So here, notice that this is not the y and this is not the x. When we show a 3D, when we're in 3D land over here, notice that this will be our x, this will be our y, and this will be our z. And if you look over here, this is positive y, negative y, positive z, negative z. But where's the x over here? Notice that this is positive x, and this is negative x, okay? So for the first point, we want 1. So how can we get to 1? Notice that 1 is over here. So the idea for today's lesson is you have to think of parallel lines. We are always going to be drawing parallel lines. So before we even start this lesson, make sure you have a pencil, right? No pen for today. Make sure it has an eraser and make sure you have a ruler, okay? So if we have all these things, let's begin. Here we want to start at 1. So where is x is positive 1? It's right here, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to take, remember, think parallel lines. We're going to draw a parallel little kind of line over here, like a little tick, just like this, to start us off, okay? And notice that here we're at x equals 1. And notice, what is this parallel line with respect to? Its respect with the y-axis, okay? And now here, we want to get to y equals 2. So notice how, let's extend this tick to y. Let me move it up a little bit. Let's extend this to y equals 2, right? So it should look something like a little bit like this. And notice that here, that this line is parallel with the y-axis. Now here, we have x equals 1, right? Now we want y equals 2. So the idea for y equals 2 is we're going to go to y, and notice we're going to make a parallel line with respect to the x-axis. So notice how this line and this line over here are parallel. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a little parallel line over here. And that's it. So you have to imagine that 1, like here we went 1, 2. And you see how we have a parallel line here? These two lines are parallel, and these two lines are parallel. Okay? Now the idea is, how can we get to 3? The fast way of doing it and the lazy way of doing it, you say, okay, well, let's make a parallel line with respect to z, and I just go up to 3, right? That won't look as nice, okay? So let's just be patient. So notice the idea, what we want to make is some rectangular prism, okay? I want you to think of like a shoebox or something, okay? That wasn't a very nice shoebox, but because the lines aren't parallel with each other. And that's what we're going to try and do here. So notice how we went 1 over here. Let's make a parallel line over here. Let's make a line. So here the idea is, let's go to x equals 1. And to make our shoebox, we're going to bring this up just like this. And we're just going to extend the line. Okay? And you can keep going if you want. It's all right, because we're going to have an eraser, right? Okay, so notice how we kind of extended this line, all right? And let me zoom in a little bit so this will be even better. And let me, okay, that's good. And can we see this? Okay, now here, we're just gonna extend this line up. Now we want it at z equals 3. So notice, what are we gonna do over here? Let's draw a parallel line at 3, right? And make sure this ruler, you see how this ruler is parallel with this x-axis, and we're just going to have it just like this, okay? And this is the other part of our shoebox over here. And then what we could do is, because, you know, we have our pencil, right? We could just kind of erase this part here. Okay? And then that's what I want you to do over here. I want you to draw another line over here at, you see, first we started at 1, we went up. Then we drew a parallel line over here. Then let's go at 2, and let's extend the line at 2. Okay, and notice that this, at here, we're having a parallel line with respect to the z-axis. So then here, we kind of just extend this up by 2. And then now here, let's have a parallel line at 3, but this time, when we're at 3 over here, to kind of close the shoebox, we're going to make it with respect to the y-axis over here, and this is this part here. Okay? Alright, so here we're kind of shading things in. This is like an art class, right? Okay, and now here, how can we kind of like connect, how can we get to the points? Here, let's go, you see how here we're at 1, 2? Let's go here at 1, 2 over here, and let's make another parallel line with respect to the z-axis over here, and we're gonna make it right over here. And then here, this is the point. And then here we'll draw another parallel line with respect to the x-axis over here. And then here, let's draw another parallel line with respect to the y-axis at this point here. Right. So it should look like this. Okay. Now that doesn't look too bad, right? So this is the point 1, 2, 3. And the idea is you go 1, 2, and 3 up. But you see, like, imagine if you did this and you went 1, 2, and then you went to 3 up over here, and you said, oh, Mr. G, that's the point. It's not really there. You have to envision it in 3D, that it's going front 1 to the right 2 and up 3. And the point is in this area over here. All right? All right, so this is the point 1, 2, 3. What I want you to do is try and do the next one. Let's see. The next point is, let's see, the next point is 2, -1, 3. Okay? Try and do it by yourself, and remember, think parallel lines. All right? What I want you to do is make your shoebox. Okay? So let's see. Let's try this one, and then I gotta make the next video for the next class. 2, 1, -3. So this is what? 2, 1, -3. I'm sorry, 2, -1, 3. Okay. So where is 2, 1, -3? So first we start at 2. So we go 1, 2. And we make a parallel line here. Then we're going to go to -1. So -1 is here. And notice I'm going to make a parallel line with respect to the x-axis over here. Right? So first, the first parallel line we made, like this, at 2, you see it's with respect to the y. Then we go to -1, and we make it with respect to the x. Okay? And then here, we're just going to kind of extend this a little bit this way. And then have this over here. Okay? So now, what I want you to do is we're going to extend it up to 3. Let me erase this actually, so it won't be in the way. So here, now what I want you to do is draw 3 parallel lines with respect to the z-axis. So draw a parallel line at this point, and this point, and we're going to go up, okay? So here, we're just going to kind of extend these up. So notice how, like, there's a parallel line up here, and up here. And now you kind of have to close it. So here, let's draw a parallel line over here with respect to the x-axis, a parallel line over here with respect to the y-axis, so it's like this. And then here, this is another parallel line with respect to the y-axis. And then boom. This is our point over here, 2, 1, 2, negative 1, 3. It should be right over there. And then here, I can kind of like make the shoebox like this. This is here. Yeah, that's the point right there. 2, 1, negative 3. Okay. I hope this helped. And try it yourself. I'll see you in class.